Welcome to Beyond the Box. Conspiracies and oddities. You'll find your reality shifting. Dark technology. Shadows monitoring. Your world crumbling. Escape the Matrix, come outside with us. Beyond the Box. Beyond the Box.
Hello. Hello, Texas. It's good to see you in the chat.
Oh, hey, Texas.
Yeah. Nellie made that for me, Texas. Yeah, she did. So, we recently did a show about the missing scientist and all of their stuff. So, we've got some stuff to recap on that, more information. But how you doing there, Chad?
Me, I'm doing all right. I'm enjoying this nice weather we've been getting. I don't know about you, but where I'm at, it's starting to get nice. I'm a little behind others because I'm right on the coast.
I'm
So
in
it's kind of
hell.
yeah, warm for me is like 70 degrees, and then I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
So no, but it's beautiful. I love it. I mean, this is my season. Blueberries, all that kind of stuff. I've been out there picking, and then like looking up recipes to make shrubs, drinkable vinegars, gel, like fermented jams, different things like that I can play with it. And
The natural stuff.
yeah.
And
And I requested today for us to, I guess we're going to stray away from what we said last week, which is the demonology and pursue that in a couple more episodes, I think. Maybe, yeah. And it's just so difficult when we're going over these topics because, you cover something and then
something else pops up.
And something else pops up and you're just like, oh, this is all relevant to what I just covered. And so it's just nice to have the opportunity so we can come in and recap and just go over the things we've discussed on the show, like MKU, because that's now a discussion being held in our House and Senate. Or those people are talking about it. So the weather modification, that's something that new things have popped up since, and that includes the earthquake in Venezuela and the missing scientist. There's new information that has popped up on them as well. And then, of course, when we finished the show last week, I was like, it's hard to pull all this information together because let me tell you, every video you watch reports, they have something slightly different to say. And unless you happen to be right there with the pen and pencil to write it down, you just make a little mental note like, okay. And then after so many videos, those mental notes just kind of go out the door and you just know you heard them somewhere, and everything we're covering is so convoluted. So it's just nice to be able to recap and go through those things again.
I was going to ask Sherry how she's doing. She was in a coughing fit. So did you stop?
Yeah.
Sneezing.
That's why I kept talking.
How you doing, Sherry?
I'm doing good. I went hiking today. It was hot, but it was nice. And after I dropped my son off, we got like this wooded area in the city, and there's deer in there and all this other stuff. So I went hiking, and then spent time with my sister, see my daughter, and went over to help my dad. He's still grieving and struggling from the loss of my mom and stuff, but he's coming to a realization that he's dwelling too much. He's got to start living for himself, and which is it's finally, I'm starting to see him instead of, the sad, crazy old lonely man. And then my son and I saw this cool car show. We were driving by, heading to a store, and he's like, "Mom, look at that! It was all these old Corvairs from 1960s, different buses and cars, and yeah, that was awesome."
Yeah. Hi, Sage. So I know that Tuesday, we were talking about having a show on Tuesday night, and do you still want to cover the dimensions and demonic, because they kind of go hand in hand? So literally, literally. So
Yes, they do.
yeah.
That would be a good idea. Then I thought they were going to be separate shows, and I was just laughing because I'm
Well,
like,
we can do
I know.
them separate, but we'll do one and then we'll do another one, because they do kind of mix.
Sweet.
Yeah. Sweet. So, hi everyone. Sage, Lernie's in here. I have not seen Lernie in my chat for so long, and tonight sky's the limit because Abe isn't having a show tonight. I don't think, and if he does, he's gonna do it like 2 o'clock in the morning, like he's been doing it. Guy's been killing me. I've been staying up. So, but so what? Now when we were talking last week about it, or the last show that we had, like the girl that went hiking and left her car because it broke down and supposedly a boulder went through it, and that thing had no.
Oh,
Yes,
right.
I have a ton of information on that.
Uh-oh.
No, I just wanted to look it up because every time I asked for them to list the scientists, they skip her for some reason on ChatGPT or whatever it is, because I try to
Really?
get them to, just bullet point my information for me, and then I have to say, well, what about this other scientist? Da, 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 da. And then that's why I was saying it's so hard to get the information forward, because ChatGPT really works against you in some senses.
Yeah.
You got to ask it, like, build a case for me in this, or give me the
I'm well
last.
at it.
Give me a time, give me a breakdown of their last hour, little things like that you got to ask it to do, and that's where it's helpful.
It's just a machine. It doesn't have consciousness, and it likes to argue with you and tick you off.
It
Yeah.
thinks it has consciousness.
No, but it doesn't. It's
No.
not a sentinel being.
I am going to excuse myself for 1 second, please, because my reading glasses are not on me,
Oh,
and that'll
well,
make
by
it a
all
little
means,
easier
go
for
get
me.
your
Thank you.
Yeah.
eyeballs.
Sorry.
Get those glasses.
Get them eyeballs. Oh,
Yeah, it's
man.
good to see. It helps.
Yeah. Well, I could put my reading glasses on, I could put my screen glasses on, or I could put my long distancing eyeglasses on, and this woman is still blind. I don't know. Although that problem I had, remember I told you I busted all the blood vessels in my eye for some reason and I couldn't see forever. Well, guess what? Went away on its own without me going to have to get shots in my eyeballs.
Oh gosh, that's
Yeah.
I can know.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, no, I don't think so. I let them do it once, and I won't let them do it again.
No, I had to get some plastic taken out of my eye, a little slight piece of plastic, and seeing that needle come, oh, no. No.
They tell me to look that way, and it's sneaking up on the side, dude. My peripheral vision is perfect.
Yeah, I stopped listening at shots in the eye.
Yeah. Well, damn, Chad. Shots in the eyes, tune it out.
No, they shouldn't do that. It shouldn't be allowed.
So did you need me to share anything to put up on the screen, or you're just going to go through your stuff that you have?
Yeah, there's things to share, and I'll send them as needed as we go through it. So there's just a few things that I grabbed off of a few pictures, and nothing for what we're about to talk about. So I'm going to go back to that. Okay. And that's Ingrid Lane. Yeah. And this is her final timeline. So Saturday, October 14th, 2023 is what we're talking about. So we're halfway in the month to Halloween, and this is 3 years ago. So Ingrid, a neuroscientist and bioengineer from Albuquerque, leaves from her home to a meditation retreat, and she has been to this retreat center many times over roughly a decade. So it's not new to her to be there. Sunday morning, she unexpectedly leaves the retreat after only one night. According to the people at the retreat, she meditates with the group, then departs, telling the staff she intended to travel towards Albuquerque and Los Alamos before returning later. And then sometime 2 p.m., she arrives onto Forest Road 144, a rugged mountain road approximately 11 miles north of Highway 126. So this is all down in New Mexico, I'm assuming. Something happens to her Subaru. And that something is a boulder went through the back window and was on the back seat. Now, did it roll off of the mountain and just bounce into her car? Or did a UFO pick it up? That's what I'm thinking. So I'm just going to put it out there and slam that into her back window to get her to pull over or something. I don't know. I'm assuming they can stop cars and do all that kind of stuff without having to do that. But either way, it could have happened while she was parked because she did have a flat tire. So what if the tire went flat and then somebody, to get into the car, smashed the back with the boulder? I don't know. But she wasn't, that wouldn't be the scenario because two hunters actually drove past her and said, would you like a ride, off the mountain? And her car was off of the road, not off. It was on the road and off the road. Like it had partially pulled off into the ditch, the tire was flat. And then there was a considerable amount of front end damage is what they were saying. There was computers in there and a burner phone, and two hunters offered her a ride. She said no, she had to go to the top of the mountain to a certain rock or something like that. So she was determined to go, and that's the last they see. Oh, I'm sorry. I could be reading this. Last confirmed sighting, two hunters encounter Ingrid. They report she was calm, coherent, polite, determined. They helped inflate one of her tires. They offered her a ride. She refuses. Instead, she reportedly tells them she had messed up her car. She wanted to reach the top of the mountain. She hoped to get another ride further up for Forest Road. Really? A remote forest road? I mean, I'm sorry. I live in the woods. I know what those are. You don't hope, you pray you get a ride if you need one. You just don't chance it.
Remote, no people.
Yeah, that's a logging. That's a logging or
remote people.
So Timber Road. So let's see. Approximately no confirmed sightings after 2 p.m. Her husband comes concerned. Okay, so that's what that was. With her. Basically.
Yeah, and the car did not look like a boulder hit it at all. It looked like someone rammed into the back because of those two indentations in the back of the car. It looks like a truck, where the bumper,
and it didn't do that much damage. And the window, when it was taken out, it was absolutely clean. No no glass, no shards, no nothing. Absolutely
no scratches
clean.
on the roof. The roof wasn't scratched because we looked.
No scent trail leading away from the car, except for a couple of feet. Enough for her to, whatever she was working around with the tire, I suppose.
Oh, they had dogs out there.
But it said later reporting. Oh, not officially confirmed. Okay, so we'll move on from there. There was that other gentleman I was talking about too, who took a walk one night when his wife was home, and left his two dogs behind, which is abnormal, and was last spotted walking north on a railroad track, and then was found dead in a lake. And I think we all discussed that's not really. He may have had some depression before this, is what they were saying. He was reporting depression, but screw them. That's everybody's got depression. You know what I mean? They're going to use it against you if you just had a bad day or something. We're living in depressing times, but that doesn't mean that people go out and kill themselves, especially in a lake. You don't go jump in a lake and then drown I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Tie weights to your legs maybe and go out in a boat and jump, but not like just from the shore.
Isn't that the same guy who, when he went on his walk, he stuffed his cell phone in his mailbox?
Oh, right.
He did. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Absolutely, and that's something I forgot last show, and I would have been saying it tonight. And damn it, we're doing another show, Brenda. No, I'm kidding.
Why, why
Over
would
a
he do
mailbox
that,
phone.
unless it's some
Um,
programming
yeah,
to
and
say don't take the cell phone because you can track them with the cell phone.
Right.
there's also another person that took a walk and left his cigarettes behind, which friends say is abnormal. And his name was Jason Thomas, and he was never found. And that was on December of 2025, so just a little over a year ago.
Real smoker doesn't leave their cigarettes behind.
No, I
Especially
know
if
when
they're
I
nervous or upset.
yeah, I know when I smoked, my cigarettes went everywhere with me. I don't care what I was,
Oh, God.
where I was.
I'm sorry, I made a mistake. That was Jason's the one that drowned it in the lake. This is where I get confused, Joel. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to like
Oh,
tattoo these
okay.
people in my mind. I'm just trying to. I like to more or less try to figure out what's going on. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not going to pass a trivia test on them, but that was that. His name was Jason. The other guy's name. Oh yeah,
Older
right
guy.
here. Anthony Cheves. So Anthony Cheves worked as a scientist associated with Los Alamos National Laboratory. He disappeared after leaving his home on foot. His vehicle remained at home. Family members said his disappearance was completely out of character. Search teams conducted extensive ground searches but were unable to locate him. His case remains unsolved publicly. I don't know if that means, but publicly, as far as we're aware, it's unsolved. I don't know if that means it could have been solved and kept secret. I
Right.
don't know.
And they're
But-
shut up about it. You had mentioned MK Ultra.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing with MK Ultra.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
do it when people are younger.
Mhm.
Is it possible that when these people were in college to get their degrees, to be their scientists, that they were doing it then? I mean, if they
We're going to get into that. Yeah.
oh,
I think you're right, because this guy that left this is something I forgot to mention too. The guy that went downstairs and took a walk and left his dogs behind late one night was complaining about hearing a ringing in his ear.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, they
Wow.
could have found them as kids as the GATE. You remember the GATE program?
Yes.
True.
The
True.
GATE program in schools, like you're
Surely they were
smart
part of
and they
that.
take you, the GATE program, and they would take
Yeah.
in parents would not be involved. Like
Right.
parents would not.
Oh, they
be
did. They
altered.
used to give us. I remember they used to give us these drinks in school, and they would tell us that it was for to check our teeth.
Oh, I remember those.
I remember those.
But
yeah.
I don't personally remember leaving the classroom after that. I
Ooh,
remember
they
coming
Mickey'd
back.
you. Yeah,
Huh?
it sounds like they Mickey'd you.
Yeah, right.
Already at a young age.
Try that now when I'm older.
And,
a lot different.
So Ingrid, who was the one that had the Subaru that had the boulder in the back seat, she also complained to her friends of harassment and being followed and energy weapons being used on her.
Oh,
Yeah.
too bad we didn't get Tommy, because Tommy could talk
Well,
about.
I had talked to him and told him to show up in the chat the last show.
Yeah.
But he didn't see his, because the only way I can get a hold of him is on
So-
TikTok.
Yeah.
So he didn't see it. till
But he
after
could
we were
talk,
done.
personal experiences about
Yes.
targeting, because there's people that are not even born into it. They're fine growing up, but something is found out either in college or whatever about that person, and they get targeted.
Yeah.
And they don't even know why.
Yep.
Okay, so
Oh, IT, tech, schools, they go into those too. And now I'm starting to the IT tech schools, they go in there, they test them. The colleges, they do go
Hi,
into
Ryan.
the colleges too. Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
did you just say something about phones being wiped?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. I was reading it. I was going to try and tie into it.
Are you
Sorry.
getting sucked in?
Because I asked
His head is
ChatGPT, I
talking
was
to
like,
him.
could their phones been wiped remotely? Knowing the answer, I know they
You,
can be. You know,
oh
those
yeah,
phones
because
could
you
be.
said that all their phones got wiped too.
Yeah,
Clean.
they.
Yeah.
It looks like they did it, but not all of
Mm.
them, but enough of them, that it made it stand out. Now this Melissa Cassius, she's the one that here I'll send you some pictures, Brenda, so that we can
Okay,
let me
send me some
just
pictures.
select. We'll hit that one. That one. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, they can remote, especially the phones that the company gives them, because they all have company phones. Okay.
You're right. Yep.
So I know that they're probably in all of those. So yeah, they can remotely
Oh yeah, my
eliminate.
son, but their company
Yes.
stuff that he knows that they're in there. They monitor like when the guys are doing their on-site jobs through everything. They monitor the phones. He can go in and monitor all the employees too. So yeah,
Hi, Kiki.
I know she's starting up again. I'm gonna mute.
She's so fun. She wants to be a streamer so bad.
Yeah,
Sherry, you need to
this
start
isn't
her an
OnlyFans, little girl.
Yeah,
This
you need to start her an OnlyFans.
She stopped at that. Nope, she started up again as soon as I started unmuting.
Yeah. Go. What were you saying, Jed?
Oh, I sent you photos just of Melissa Cassius, of the of her
You did.
badges. It just brings of her phone that was swiped, so you can see it, what her atmosphere looked like a little bit. It brings it to reality, because sometimes facts can just sound like statistics, or I don't know, they just get lost unless you see that. But okay, so with this lady though, she's the one. Yep, go ahead.
I will tell you, there's one thing that I noticed on these pictures, and when we show that one, I'll tell you.
Okay.
But this is her.
Yep, she's the one that drove herself to work and forgot her badge, dropped her husband off, didn't really forget her badge, but said she forgot her badge, went back home, went to Subway, got her sandwich, and drove it to her college, and then was seen walking down the freeway with a backpack. And so you'll see the picture of her with the backpack.
That would be this one.
This one right here, yep. And that's her walking with a backpack with the shirt, they did, turquoise shirt. And you'll see the next picture too is her at her college. So you'll see the did I not send it?
I don't know. Did you?
Maybe
Let me
not.
look. Let me look. Oh. No, probably. I don't think there.
Oh, I didn't. Here, I'll send it to you now, though.
Oh. I'm just all flipping through stuff. But there's one thing that I noticed. Very, very intelligently smart people, when they have a desk and they're doing stuff, you would think they would be completely organized, but I have found that they are not. They are not. But they know where everything is.
That's her phone that got swiped. That's her phone that got wiped. That's where they found or whatever. That's the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably organized to her. She knows where everything is. I bet.
Yeah. They always know where to find everything. Now you got the second picture or the other one.
Yeah, that was just her at the college. The boots were of her husband's. Those were the muddy boots found or whatever. I don't know. So, and now the plot thickens because it's.
Now, what is this? Is her I see her badge on this one. So her badge.
Did she claimed she forgot? Yeah. So anyways, now the story continues because she was last seen walking up a freeway. I think that's the picture we saw, highway, something like that. And then later on, her body was found skeletonized and propped up against a tree with a with a wound to the skull and no bullet or bullet fragments found. Now, keep in mind, our freaking FBI is supposed to be investigating this along with the local police. And I've seen enough X-Files to have an image in my head of what I'm imagining that would look like. You know, taped off areas. Everybody's out there with magnifying glasses. Everybody's combing the dirt. You know, where are the you know.
Right.
The daughter brought up a private investigating team up there herself, and there was an orange peeling that was found that was not reported. There was pieces of clothing that was found that was not reported with blood on it.
Her clothing?
Don't know.
Oh.
But why wouldn't they have found that? You know what I mean? Like, why is
True.
that there? They haven't even been there. Nobody's been even interviewed.
And I'm going to tell
Nobody's
you
been
that
questioned.
that was a problem I had. The whole skeleton sitting up against the tree with a gun next to her and a wound in the back of her head. Okay.
Yeah, and no backpack.
Right, and that's propped.
It
No
has
backpack.
to be. Yeah.
Somebody that's going to kill themselves and leaves the house with a backpack on and is found with a gun next to them dead is probably going to have the backpack next to them. You know
like
what I mean?
said, she would have fallen over, not to mention animals.
Yeah.
Right.
Her bones
And
would have been
weather.
scattered. Weather. Yep. All of that. So I see the bullshit in that whole entire thing with her finding her bones sitting up against a tree. No way. No way.
Nope.
Because
That was
let's say, for instance, she shot herself this way. She would have fallen sideways. If she did it in the back, she would have fallen forward. You know, even if she did it in the front, she would have slumped. She wouldn't have been sitting perfectly straight. And there is no way all her bones would have been there. There's no way.
No.
Animals they smell that. Vultures.
Right. Turkey vultures.
And we don't know how far off the trail this was, or
They never
if
said.
it was up from the trail or down from. No, there's no information being released at all
Wow.
about any of this,
Wow.
which is
So they basically said they found her body up against a tree with a gun beside. So it's bones and a gun.
Yeah. They took all her
Okay.
stuff.
I will have to look into this one a little bit further, but please feel inspired to do it yourself if you would like, and maybe I can do it before the show ends. But I do believe that something is in discrepancy with her husband's story about that ride to work.
Do you think he might have?
Like that was all made up or something. Like there's something evidence out there that's kind of pointing in that direction, and I don't remember what it was. I don't remember where I saw it, but I am aware of it. So that is out there.
Look,
Lost.
and I'll say this: you want to get married, and you don't want to be married for a very long time. Marry someone that was involved with MK Ultra and does stuff like this.
Right.
Because
Okay.
all it shows is you get paid to maybe assist in a problem.
Yep. Or
It's ridiculous.
if not, they have handler husbands, handler partners, handler, you think, and they don't
tell
even
you,
know, or sometimes they do.
My first marriage, I married a man that was 16 years older than me. And when I met him, he knew more about me than people I grew up with.
Yeah.
And I could never figure out why or how.
Well, because they get the information.
Yeah.
I mean, they do, the same stuff.
So now the House or whatever is talking and having discussions about MKU because of the Charlie Kirk situation. I think because of the JFK files that were released and knowing that information and other things, and they're starting to debate, like, did this continue on? Is there private, MKU and shootings? They're starting to question all these things now, which is quite nice.
Yeah, it's sad
Now,
that they didn't get some of the survivors, though, to tell their testimonies, like Kathy O'Brien, who's stood in front of Congress 30 years ago and has written.
Written.
I've got 3 of her books, and she's been talking with Lynn McHaggard about it.
Yeah.
And they're like, why aren't we?
You know, a lot of it is because when you bring up MK Ultra or you say anything about what you went through down years ago, people will tell you, well, you're crazy, you're making it up, you know, what have you. So people stopped talking
Yeah.
until recently. And now people are talking, but, you know, everybody is scared to go before Congress or before anything like that because, well, people disappear.
Well, no, these survivors are not afraid. There's like 3 of them that have
Mm.
documentations in there. Kathy O'Brien, Lynn McHaggard, and there's another lady she was part of the beginning of it happening here because of her family and with Paperclip and related to the Paperclip people, I'll say.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's older, and she has retrieved all of her memories and she talks about it. And so they're just upset that they're not being, especially Kathy O'Brien. She was married to Mark Phillips, who was in the CIA, who rescued
Right.
her.
oh wow.
Oh,
He rescued her from going to she was 30. It was time for her to go to the place, the Grove.
yeah.
So when it comes to MKU, I don't feel the individual is aware of what's going on. I think they're blind to it, correct?
Yeah,
When it's happening, yeah, because they medicate them.
Because we've seen the ones that look like they're tweaking all of a sudden, live on camera, and then somebody says a couple words and then they snap out of it, or they start to
Yeah.
stare at it and almost like drool, like,
it's code
Yeah.
words,
and
plus
so
torture, shock, threat.
So it's in the celebrities, and I'm willing to bet it even goes into a lot of others. Okay, for example, like Candace Owens,
Music artists.
let's say.
Yes.
Now, Candace Owens, I subscribe to. I listen to her opinion. I don't always agree with it, but she's somebody I will listen to because I respect her. But I question heavily whether that lady is MKU or not, because if you get into her story, she's married to a billionaire. They fell in love on first sight, got married 18 days later. That sounds like love bombing to me. Like they'll program things into your head that you don't remember, so that when you see that person or when certain situations happen, something else takes over you. That's why I questioned,
Right.
did that one lady walk out in the crosswalk on her own accord, or what happened to cause her to get hit, or did
Right.
these people leave their homes on their own accord, or did somebody whisper something in their ear? But I don't know. Something's going on in that sense, and I don't know that they're aware of it. I mean, for that one guy to leave his cigarettes behind, you know what I mean? And maybe his altar doesn't smoke. Then
Right.
want the damn cigarettes, that's his habit, not mine. Or what if the other guy who left his glasses behind, maybe the other altar doesn't need a prescription.
No, they don't. The different altars are different personalities completely, and don't even know that they have a different personality. You know what I mean? It's like like Sybil, the book Sybil, with her dissociated identity disorder is what they call it now.
Yep. Well,
and I've disassociated before. I've had an altar come through one time, or something like that when I was in the kitchen with a knife. Well, I didn't have the knife, actually. I went and opened the drawer and I pulled out the biggest knife there was in there, and I just let it like fall into the drawer over and over and over again. I was in total fog. I didn't even know what I was doing, why I was doing, or even thinking about it. It was just, I was way in the background aware of it. And then I totally forgot about it until my mom opened the drawer and freaked out and wanted to know who chopped up the drawer, and we all said, not me. And I did too, because I didn't think I did either, like it wasn't me.
Well, what they explain is
I had that little memory in my head of doing it. I was like,
Well, you have a front
It was like
personality.
I was in a dream state. So
Yeah, you have
I
a
blame
front,
puberty. Maybe it was puberty, not MKU.
a front personality is the front part of the person, like the main person that everyone interacts with, but all your alters are like in the background.
Hmm.
So your front
Yeah.
personality is not going to be programmed or anything, or know that you have a bunch of alters. And a lot of survivors don't remember, they disassociated so bad, but like, I don't know, some of the women giving birth, starts to trigger them, or getting married, or seeing a car accident, or being in one starts to trigger.
A different type of tragedy will bring up your old.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they come in nightmares and they think they're just having some ungodly, terrible nightmares, but
True.
they're not. They're reality, actually.
Yeah.
So the things they were discussing in this house meeting, let me see what it's actually called, House Oversight Hearing, and it was called the Mind Control and Accountability / Uncovering the Truth of the CIA's MK Ultra project. Our subjects that were victims of it, Robert Kennedy, JFK, I think, what was his name? John Ruby, or somebody,
John
whoever.
Ruby.
Okay, yeah. And then like Charles Manson, even.
Yes,
I'm
I do know he was in.
yeah, I'm for
I do know.
sure. Okay, I can't say I'm for sure. I don't know, but I'm for
No,
sure.
I do know. I absolutely know. I absolutely know for sure he
Right.
was part of MK Ultra, and his mother put him in it. So his mother had a lot to do with
Mhm.
how he grew up, and she was not a very nice person.
I was
So,
just
yeah.
like they were saying, what was it, Jonestown, where everyone drank the Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another MK Ultra
Yes.
group.
So
right
was
there.
Waco.
Yep.
Yep.
And the guy that bombed Oklahoma.
I'm so sorry, I forgot
The
my mic.
Unabomber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's one of the ones. Ted Kaczynski,
Ted Kaczynski.
Unabomber. That's
Yeah.
another one they think so. Frank
Yes.
Olson.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Olson was secretly given LSD by the CIA personnel. He later died after falling out of a hotel window. So we all know that
Yep.
story.
We all know about that. Yeah.
Whitney
Oh,
Bulger, not a name I'm familiar with. Anybody else? Whitney Bulger. Oh, you know what else I bet is, I don't know, Ruby Ridge keeps popping in my mind. That's something I wouldn't mind covering one day.
Ruby Ridge.
Yeah, the people that went to live off grid in the FBI and came out and shot them all down with
Yeah.
with guns.
That would be interesting.
There was a standoff and
What about
somebody
the
lost.
guy, the one cult that was out in California that all wore the clothes for the comet with the
Heaven's Gate.
yeah.
Heaven's Gate. Yeah.
Heaven's Gate. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. They did this, when they first experimented with it, the CIA was giving their own people first LSD and different stuff like that, and putting them through mind control programs and all of that. And at one point, they were supposed to stop that. Now, they can claim they stopped it all they want, but I am sorry. Our teenagers are going out and committing crimes that they wouldn't even think about. They should be out riding bicycles and listen to music. That's what they smoke a little pot. That's what they should be doing.
They released those documents. I have them. I was reading them off that one time. Yeah, I have them.
They have not stopped any of that. We are the government's play toys. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's really disturbing, isn't it? Because
the
more they're really taking action right now. And I'm sorry, I am not Team Israel. So if you are, you can be that. I personally am not. I have friends there. You're entitled not to be. But they're training our police. And I don't like that, because I don't like how they treat their own citizens.
Right.
And there's a lot more going on, and it's just a matter of time before this thing that's encroaching,
Yep.
Yeah, they've
And
been doing that for a bit.
oh yeah.
I mean, we're going to talk about weather control and everything in just a bit, and that's something they haven't even started using against us full force, but they could if
Oh,
they wanted.
they do.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going to go survive out in the wilderness but what happens if, there's no rain for the next
They're due.
5 years?
Look, it's like push a button. Texas, let's see how much you like the snow. Boop,
Yeah,
everything
when
goes
you
up.
guys got hit with that snow,
Yeah.
which was crazy. Or how about the half of the United States with this crazy heat wave, and France and England, and
Oh
I've got
yes.
friends in down south, and we're having the exact same temperatures.
And you
Exact
know
same
what? I'm
temperatures.
sorry, it's
Wow.
not global warming. It's our government playing with machines they shouldn't have.
Well, they talk about it that they've had it, just like China. They've been
Yeah.
saying all the weather
No, it get
modification, and there was a president that said if they can control the weather,
Oh
I can't
yeah.
remember his name right off the top of my head.
Well, I said last time,
I'll
and I
take-
would like to apologize that I didn't believe that HARP was responsible for some of these things, because according to AI, it's saying it doesn't have the it's just not logical. But I am now changing my mind on that.
Yeah, AI can
Um,
take a dump.
yeah, thank you. So what happened is during the war that's going on right now, is Iran bombed a base in Dubai, I believe, or no, Qatar. Sorry, it was
No,
in Qatar.
it wasn't Iran that did that, wasn't it?
No, it was
Israel
Iran.
that did- Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they bombed it. They did it. It took them a while. This was like April. When was this? This was March 4th. And they hit this base in Qatar called Al Udeid, Udeid. I probably said it way wrong, but that's how you spell it. And once they took it out, 4 days later, they got rain, and
Yes.
after an extended amount of drought, and so they're calling out and accusing. Okay, I'm lying. Actually, I'm sorry. I confirmed this on ChatGPT. Social media is commanding it. I don't know that Iran has directly come out themselves and said it. No, actually, I think Iran has. Venezuela hasn't. It's the social media people that are accusing that earthquake in Venezuela. Yeah, but I don't know that Venezuela's directly come out, but I believe Iran has. And so they've been having, rain ever since. And I think that says
Really?
something. And now Venezuela, who is
Yeah.
just had two tragic, a duplet, whatever you call them, earthquake. One,
Yes.
and
One
then
right after
another one
another.
was triggered. And so is it possible that super earthquakes can be
One right
triggered in a
after another.
cluster? Yes. Highly unlikely for it to happen at the exact same time. I think especially with motivation. I think especially if
Yeah.
they're aiming a HARP thing at it, that yeah, it absolutely can. But naturally, yes, I'm sure it can. And
Well,
Never
like
heard of
you,
it.
Chad,
mhm,
like you, I grew up in California. I was
mhm,
used to those things.
yeah,
It's like the only time I worried about them is if they were the bouncers. Those rolling ones are not
mhm.
that bad, but those bouncing ones, boy, I'll tell you what, I had cabinets that fell off the walls. I had things fall over and just break all over the place. Those are bad. And
Oh,
that's what Venezuela had. In both back to back.
they were
They were
shallow.
2 minutes
Yeah.
apart. Yeah.
Was it 2 minutes apart? I can tell you on this, but uh, yeah, the first rain that happened in Iran was black that fell from the sky.
Okay, that's
Must have had to
crazy.
clear out the skies. I'm not sure, but it
Wow.
says it including polluted black rain. Yeah. Um, and then broader unusual rainfall across Iran, Iraq, and Turkey. So those three countries too. And then let me see what time. Yeah, I'll get to you on the time.
It was early in the morning sometime. It's okay. But yeah, it's strange to me. Now, have I that earthquake that they had in San Francisco, I was out there when that happened. I was at a
Oh.
dog show, and I actually seen the ground open and then close again.
Wow.
When they're
That's
that bad, I'm pretty sure they can be that bad. But I also know on a little bit of authority that they do have things that can cause earthquakes. If you can stick needles in the ground to turn around and determine whether you're having any shaking going on, you can stick things in the ground to make them shake. So they just keep and okay, so our government does things
Mhm.
all the time. And what pisses me off more than anything is they don't care who they hurt in the process. They
No,
don't care.
no. I've
They
heard
don't
that
care
what they
about us.
things they talk about would be like, if we nuke them, how long are the uglies gonna be around, and what do we do with the
Yeah,
uglies?
yeah, yeah.
The
They
people
think
that got
that
wounded and had blister, that's what
yeah.
they'll sit there and champ their shit. Well, what about the uglies? That's what they think. They
Well,
think we are s they think they're the chosen ones, I
yeah.
believe, and
And
we're
they
not.
think that they've said we are nothing but useless eaters.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but we're the ones working that you're making money off of.
But they were taught that.
Dumbass.
They were born
Yeah.
that way and they were bred that way. Then they were
Yeah.
told since a small child. And they also, unfortunately, have gone through the same thing as most of the survivors have too.
Yep.
They have.
Yeah.
In order
Oh,
for
the only
them.
difference. Yeah, the only difference is they've had the money to maintain their high society no matter what they've gone through. I mean, look at Britney Spears. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That was an MK Ultra girl, and her daddy was her handler.
Yep.
And that girl went through hell in a handbasket. And did he bother to help her? Nope. He made it all worse.
Well, just like
So
Miley Cyrus and her dad.
yes.
It's
Oh,
most of
wow.
the Disney, yeah, Miley. Yep. And most of the Disney kids, look at
Yes.
Justin.
Most of them, yeah.
Yeah,
The
seriously.
one Aaron
Especially that
Carter.
generation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
They all
Disney's not as friendly as you might think it is.
no, it's not.
Well, there was a Simpsons show that a long time ago that they had some guy that came from Cuba, and there was something about a kid that either came there or whatever was trying to leave Disney or something, and he was animatronical and trying to grab him back and pull him back. They just did something kind of twisty cartoon to make you wonder, like, what was that about?
Wow. You're
Yeah.
kidding.
No, but I used to watch that and South Park, and I'm like, I would analyze it, not for the funny, because most of the people watch it, they get high and they watch it, oh, this, and stuff. And it's like, no. There's a story. A truth is somewhere in this stuff, and I want to
Yes.
know that. And it's
Yes.
easier to put it in a cartoon form,
Yeah.
especially late at night, knowing
It-
stoners or drunks
And
are
call it
gonna
an adult show, because
Yeah.
then what happens is it makes the kids want to watch it.
Yeah, Adult Swim.
Hi, Brent. Yeah.
Yep.
Adult Swim.
Yep.
Kids are like, I'm jumping in that pool.
Yep. I would irritate the people that I'd watch it with. And I'm like, but look. And then when something would happen or not, and I'm like, see?
Right?
So, HARP was a U.S. military program, and that's what started it. So that is the biggest strike against it as far as just being what they say it is and not being something else. And they were doing weather modification in Vietnam, I believe, and it was called Operation Popeye.
Yep.
They were seed clouding, so they admit that they do weather modification.
Do you know there's
Yes.
more than one harp?
And oh yeah, I think there's 5, right?
No, there's more than that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Your chat friend AI friend will not tell you.
I know, no. I'm so over it with AI. But then I have a question I need to ask, and I'm like, it'll know the answer. There are questions you can ask it, but not like the ones we want answers to. It
Oh
was
yeah,
roughly
it's not gonna tell you.
38 seconds apart, those two earthquakes. One was a 7.2 and one was a 7.5, and that's why they're saying
Yeah.
that's an anomaly. Plus, there was also other parts of it. I asked, yeah, it's unusual that it was a duplet or whatever they're calling it, and it was a shallow earthquake, and so that was very devastating. But there was also, I think, 3 other earthquakes that took place, around the world. There was one off of the coast of Japan. There was one in California, and somewhere else. But
More is predicted to come.
yeah, I mean, if they were to do something like they wouldn't be this dumb. I wouldn't think, because they are quite intelligent, these elite, in their own way. They just don't have any common sense or creativity, that sort of thing. But they do have brilliance, like in the sense of memory
money
and all that
to
kind of
back
stuff,
it
and
up.
money, and they have all the
Yeah.
money they could ever want,
Yep.
But what if they were to do something, let's say, to Yellowstone? You know what I mean? Because that's a caldera, and that would trigger events all around the world. That, from what I understand, if that goes off, then it's a chain reaction all around. It's connected
Yes.
to the thing. So, um,
Well, then that will also set off volcanoes.
oh geez, yeah, and that would take away our atmosphere for a little while. As far as sunlight and stuff like that. But and these are real possibilities. They have
Yes, they
this,
are.
and they are psychopaths. They eat our children, and they rape them.
Nope.
And so,
Yep.
and then they drink
Yep.
their blood. It sounds so weird to say, but that's what they do. And they
And
worship
believe in
Baal.
the
Because
Epstein
we're going to get
file.
into why. We're going to get into why. I haven't figured it out. I'm still on my spiritual journey. I'm still trying to find my connection to God. But I'm well aware of what a demon is.
Yeah.
And bottom line is if you do things like kill people and give blood sacrifices, demons do you favors, but not forever, and it's going to come with a price and a consequence.
That's right.
So do it if you want, but there's going to be a consequence. But unfortunately, God doesn't reward. And I don't want to say unfortunately, it's just what's going on. He doesn't reward you here and now. So doing good isn't going to gain you anything now, but going over there and slaughtering someone's kid, you know what I mean, will
Yeah.
get you $1 million, in your bank account practically. It's just, and I've even heard people like down in Mexico saying to their friends, when I was with Veronica or something, they would say things like, she told me, Veronica Bartolini, you got to pray to Santi Diablo or Santi Diablo, you got to do things or you won't ever make it in life, because so there is, and that movement came out of Africa. What came out of Africa and then went into Mexico and then made its way into America. So there's
Right.
people that believe that, they know it, instantaneous gratification. You got to go to those demons, and we'll get into them when we do that show.
Yeah.
But that's what these elites are all about, and it's real scary because there's a lot of dumbass people out there. I just don't know how else to say it, and it's not that they're all dumb. It's just,
Very good.
it's just like, how in the hell are we going to reach these people and wake them up? They're more interested in their Starbucks and their social media than they are about reality.
And if they honestly knew what that emblem was on the Starbucks cups, they would stay the hell away from there.
Thank you. Because I was sitting there watching Chad Ripperger. He has a weird name, but we'll look at him when we go into the demonology and talk about it. But he was sitting there giving everybody a lesson on demons and all this stuff with a Starbucks cup, with the demon facing forward on his church stage. Right there, and I'm sitting here like, you're sitting here talking about demons, and I know that's a demon on your cup. Like, you guys, I don't subscribe to any religion, and that's why. But I will listen.
I'm not going to deny that before I actually knew about that, I enjoyed me some Starbucks.
Yeah, I never liked their stuff.
I used to get their they have it's a green drink. What the hell was it? Green tea frappuccino. and it was really good.
Yeah, it
And
does
I got
sound.
a chai tea frappuccino. I didn't really drink their coffee per se, but I used to like their chai tea frappuccinos and their green tea frappuccinos. But
I learned about like what they did with the coffee people and stuff like that. And I was an activist for quite a while. I used to get information on things. And I'm like, no, I'm not. In the easiest way is not fight against anybody or not go against. Just stop shopping there. Stop spending. But see, what I've learned is it's called implied consent. They need your consent.
yes,
So if
yes,
you don't know the truth
right.
behind it, or don't look for it or research it, and you're like, yeah, well, we're going to go here. Well, yeah, that's the best place to go. Look at these deals and this and that. So you're giving them permission, implied consent.
By taking it.
Yeah, because I was like, wait a minute, what have I implied consented about?
Yeah.
Because I'll say
And
no consent.
it's a lot of things today.
Right.
The food we eat,
Yeah.
the sodas people drink.
I don't drink pop, so
Yeah, well, I don't anymore either. I had one today because I left my house without my water and I had to go do some stuff, and we stopped somewhere and I had a Diet Coke, and that's the first one I've had in so long I can't even tell you, and it was like I wasn't liking it.
drinking our water. I mean, I heard a doctor.
Yeah.
I don't know if I had said that we got like everyone's got a credit card size of plastic in your body
Yes.
Isn't that
because
sad?
of the water,
Yeah.
the food, everything's wrapped in plastic. I walk around now
Yeah.
and look at like I don't want to eat that. That's plastic. That's plastic. That's plastic. I just
Oh man, you know it'd be fun to do as a show on how many ways we're bombarded and attacked. Like, because it's through our clothes.
yep.
It's through, I mean, it's through everything. Your cleaning products, your cosmetics,
Yep.
because on your clothes they put anti, you don't walk
Right.
into a Macy's and it smells like a thrift store. It's because they got anti-fungus stuff on your clothes or whatever. And then a lot of the clothes are plastic because they're made out of polyester
Yes,
and
I
other things.
learned
And
about that, and I've been like going through. I mean, I found this organic shirt, and I found some other organic stuff. I
It's
learned from one of the Hopi elders when I was down in Ohio, and he's like, "We've known about that. We wear organic clothes. We've been trying to tell people, but nobody listens to us."
Well, and then
they're
if you try to order it,
yeah, right.
it is
Your mattress.
they make it so expensive,
Right.
Oh,
I've been
It's like-
finding deals, but then I've heard people like go to your resale shops and try to find, as they call it, linens. The old stuff that people got, because that's what we used to wear.
Yep.
Before.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Sure did.
And the people that are in their jogging outfits and all those stretchy whatever stuff that they wear is actually holding in so your body can't sweat.
Yep. I absolutely agree with that.
And our fashion style, just the fashion style in itself cuts off your energy centers, like your belt. That cuts off, an energy center there where people wear tunics and stuff like that, so they can be free of all that stuff. But there's certain things that can, a tie.
So Alan brings up
Jeez.
Alan
Shoes.
brings up the false gods and deities. Yes. When we get into that show where we're going to talk about the demons and dimensions and dimensions and dominions, the dimensions and the demons, whatever, that was a big word. We're going to talk about that because, and we all know they're there. We all know.
Dimensions, demons, and demigods. I think that's what we'll.
Yes, there you go. Thank you. I was trying to. The DDD.
Yeah.
Triple D.
Because I'm telling you right now, the issue that people have in the Catholic Church is with the demons, but I'm also looking to their God sitting on a throne surrounded by brimstone and saying it's okay to sacrifice and virgins and homosexuality is a sin and this is that and that and that. I'm like, when I come through, that's where.
I'd be a good picture.
So I don't pray and I don't, it's a complicated place to be. I think you just got to allow and try to have grace through this
Right.
But there's a
disgusting
picture
experience.
at
It
the
is
Vatican
disgusting.
with the Pope. Have you guys seen it with the wooden sculpture? It's supposed to be Jesus but it looks like a bunch of demons
Oh wow.
behind
Yes.
him.
Yes, I know it.
That one. The first
Yep.
time I saw that, I'm like, what the heck is that? Someone was telling me, and I'm like, I don't see that. I see a bunch of demonic
Right.
beings. Yeah.
Right. And so, how much of the population do you think has been put under MK Ultra as a kid, as a teenager, as a small child, a teenager, and adults?
Yeah.
I think a lot. And I know it's still going on.
Oh yeah, it is. But then
Like-
if you look at the world aspect, everybody's been put under it. It's just what level have you been put under it?
Yeah, because there was electroshock treatment, which is very violent, and then there's LSD, and then I think they have a technology now, and I think that's where they've gone to, where they can just put you under in a second or something, and program whatever they want.
Oh, they
I think
don't have to do what they
I think
did
there's
with the kids.
they can split your personality that way now if they wanted to. I think, but
Yeah. They
I
don't
think
have
I'm
to.
assuming
It's your-
I'm
There's a
could be wrong.
lady that's been writing about, I can't remember her name. I got her book. They don't need to do that anymore. They use your phones, your television, your
Yes.
computer.
Yep.
It's they don't.
I
they
would
don't-
need that explained to me, but I understand programming, and I think they do that through these modalities,
Well, they used to do it through the TVs in the old days.
That's why they call it television
Black
programs.
and white TVs.
Yeah.
When they started coming out with colored TVs, they were doing it then.
And people used to be against it and call it the idiot box.
Yeah.
Okay, I shouldn't have said people are dumb out there, because I mean the average IQ is 80, is what I was told one time. So there are people below that and there are people above that, and 80 is not anything to brag about, but it's okay if it's what you got. It's just that I think there's generations that have been programmed in certain ways. Like right now, it's the baby boomers that's the problem. And it's because they're stuck in their media bubbles.
Yeah.
So it's
Their
like,
news.
and so it's like they won't ever see the reality, hear the reality, because they have a perception of what reality is that's been programmed to them through Leave It to Beaver and all those other things that they grew up watching, and so they can't see outside that reality to look and say, okay, there's psychopaths eating our kids, drinking their blood and raping them.
Yeah. And I think the first ones to really sit back and say,
Mhm.
wait a minute, is Gen X.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
we grew up
Yes, we
different
did. Yeah.
and feral.
Yep.
And a lot of us didn't want to pay attention in school, which is
No.
probably a good thing we didn't, because then we would have really been mind screwed. But I have seen that there are a lot of younger people right now that are starting to notice things, which
Yeah.
is good.
I think they
That
know
is good.
things, right? They know things, but I was also listening to somebody, Tim Dillon or somebody, talk the other day about the kids and like with the riots going on down in 4th of July parade, and stuff like that, like kids have nothing, and so they're gonna conspire, to do something to get themselves views and clicks. They don't have the morals. They don't understand values. They don't understand ethics. They don't understand any of these things. All they've been brought up on is video games and social media. And
the way they talk to their parents.
yes. And I mean, the way the parents, I mean, my nieces, I'm sorry to
You
say,
see
but my
this?
God.
You see this right here? It worked well. Swing it.
We have a problem.
Yes.
They are aware, though. They do see and they do watch. So maybe it is what we need. Everything evolves. I don't understand it necessarily. I appreciate, Gen Xers. I don't know. I feel like we were spoiled in a way.
I don't see it in all the kids. I
We
don't know
weren't
where you
spoiled.
guys.
We didn't get quite what the baby boomers had, a full dose of that, and we didn't get a full dose of what the people ahead of us are getting. We kind of got that sweet spot in the middle where we had to play outside,
Our
and then
parents were
technology
like,
came
"Go
along.
outside, play, get out of my hair,
You had to
go."
play outside. There was no inside in the daytime.
That's right. Right.
No.
You
There's a
got
lot of
thirsty.
kids
Get
that
the water
aren't.
hose.
No, there was never an inside in the daytime, or unless it was weather.
Yeah.
But there are parents.
And that's when you wanted to go outside, and they wouldn't let you.
There are parents that are teaching their kids because during the shutdown, they realized what the heck is our
Yes.
kids being programmed. A lot of parents have started schools or taking them out of school, homeschooling them, or starting different programs for them. So you can't just take all the kids and bunch them together.
Well,
No.
no, it's not
No.
all of them, but there is a lot.
No, yeah, you're right.
Well,
Absolutely not.
Have you guys been seeing these teen takeovers in some
No,
of these
I don't.
cities?
You
That's what I'm
guys
talking
watch
about.
all
Girl.
this stuff, and I don't, because you know what I've learned? We're energy beings, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. So when you are paying attention to that kind of stuff all the time, it's going to continue to happen.
Yeah.
All the
Well,
They
time.
watch people blowing up.
unfortunately,
They're desensitized. They see people get shot on TV and
yeah, they
blowing
don't
up
care.
on their video games, and they're shooting in their video games. They get so desensitized.
And unfortunately, I do that show with Glenn, so I kind of have to pay just a small attention. I don't sit there forever going, but I
Being
scroll through and I
aware,
see it, and I'm like, "Oh my God, your parents need to spank you." And then I
being
just keep
yeah,
going.
I mean, being aware and not
Yeah.
being ignorant, being aware of it is okay, but not just, I don't know. I learned, I listen to Glenn's show here and there, but it's too much for, I just like to be aware of it, but I'm not going to put my time, energy, and space into it.
Well, I'm just glad that I don't have to sit and actually watch news to
Oh.
cover that show, because that would just kill me. I stopped doing that so long ago that I couldn't even tell you who's who and where.
I don't watch,
No.
never watched. I hated the news always. It was terrible. When I was bartending and President Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, and they used to have that on CNN. They played 1,000 times over, and I'm just like, so I just had that awareness.
Chad just sent me something. You want me to play that, Chad?
Oh yeah, that was weather manipulation, and I'm just pulling up some of the information on it. Yeah, there is estimated wind gust approximately 50 to 60 miles an hour.
What?
Yeah, that's pretty strong. I will say that is pretty. I'm on the Oregon coast, so I know about wind gust when it.
This right here is from Coney
Some
Island.
severe thunderstorm warnings from New York City region warned that isolated gusts could reach 75 miles an hour.
What?
And this is just out of the blue. Everybody's on the beach with their umbrellas, their tans, their bikinis.
Yeah, no.
It just kind of floats in like it was nobody's business, huh?
Weather manipulation, they're saying again too. Like, what the heck is this happening? Okay, just a side note. I used to run all around New York City in my running days, and this is one of my spots where I would run to. Is
wow,
Coney
Island.
Yeah,
that's I don't even know anymore. Yeah, so they apparently.
You should have seen the restaurant. I couldn't find it, so sorry, but there was people at a restaurant and all the umbrellas are blowing and people are just walking away from their meals.
I got to show you what happened today.
Where was that at, Chad? Was that in New York?
Yeah,
somebody
Brooklyn.
got a haircut. Look at how bald he is.
Aww.
Somebody got a haircut. I'm bald. Hi there.
You look so cute.
Hey, Putin. Hello.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh.
Don't talk to another dog. Kiki'll have a fit. Yeah, he went to
You
the
guys have
German-
similar. You guys' faces look alike, though. You guys look like you. All pets do that with the owner, though. I can't figure out why, but
I don't know why he's looking apparently Maybe Jack took Tucker out and he's waiting for. Are you waiting for a treat, fat boy? You're like you need another one. God. Somebody told me your dogs are spoiled. I'm like, yeah, my dogs are so spoiled. They're on the life insurance policy. What are you talking about? But yeah,
just
that
Mhm.
they've been using weather manipulation for a very long time. So they're just now starting to try to come out with it, making it knowledge. But here's the thing. I want you to think about this. Everything that they have that they use against us, if they had it and they weren't such pricks and they used it for good things, things would be a lot better,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
know?
So I question this. Like it feels like my life path almost. You know, this question: what does humanity look like without those elite, or if we had our own autonomy? You know, like what do we look like? And so I struggle with that. You know, sometimes I'll see something like the Robinson, no, that family that went lost in space.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
you know, and they're all like, gee, Dad, I think we should go up to the alligator man and blah, blah, blah. You know, we can't have a heart like that. You know what I mean? They always portray us like that. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, yeah, that doesn't quite seem right either, you know, like, but I
Right.
don't believe we're that way. I think we're way more intelligent than they give us credit for because they're killing off the smartest of us. You know, you get too smart and they just they knock you away. I get that they have all the information and they have all the knowledge, but it doesn't make them more intelligent.
Right.
We have common sense and creativity, and that's something they don't got. You know, we can think our ways out of situations.
Because we're
Um,
still connected to source, God, creator.
Yeah.
They're
and
disconnected.
and I don't believe in IQ and intelligence in that sense. You know, everybody's born with a gift.
Yep.
It may not be memory. It may not be, you know, it may not be, but it's going to be important, whatever it may be. You know, even if it's
Yeah.
just bringing energy to the planet, that's a gift. Like, you know, like mentally ill children, not mentally ill, but mentally like retarded kids. I know, I'm so sorry, Gen Xer.
No,
Um,
you're okay.
and we can't say that, but you know, like they're here to sometimes bring their energy and joy. You know, they make you laugh, some of the
Yes.
things they do,
Yes.
and they're here to bring energy. That doesn't make them stupid.
No. As a
I,
matter of fact,
but
you
they
know,
call it, they think we're stupid. They consider us, like you said, useless. They either call us useless idiots, no, useless eaters, or useful idiots, because
yes.
you know we're useful to be
Well,
used
we
to
are
do the
useful
labor.
for
We
for
we
that.
do the
But
labor.
we love, they don't. That's the thing. We have
Yes.
compassion and love and
That's right.
connections and laughter and joy. They don't.
Nope.
That's not, that's connections to the higher stuff and not, yeah, they just want division. They want hatred. They want confusion. They want you to be depressed. They want you to be alone, separated, not unity. You know,
Isolated. Yeah, they
I s-
definitely want us isolated from each other.
yeah, I've been living that, but
you know, sometimes I try to live that. Sometimes I need it. Be alone. And then I get to the point where if I'm alone with my thoughts too long, God only knows what kind of mess I can get into. So I could go find other people to talk to.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
in a sense, I'm not isolated because I have family and friends and stuff, but I am isolated from my community. You know, I'm isolated in that
Right.
sense. So, yeah, and peers, you know, that's that sort of thing. They've really robbed us of a lot of things. I'm really pissed off. I don't know if you guys are, but you know, it's like,
Yeah. They
these
have.
are your options. You can go, you know, do dig a ditch, you know, because we need this road over here. Like, I wouldn't have to dig a freaking ditch if you didn't need the. We don't want the road, you know, whatever it is. Like, if we were to choose what we want and how we want it, I think it would be much different. And I think we could. I mean, there are a lot of idiots out there, and there's people out there that just want to do damage just to do damage. And, you know, I'll see on the news even like, you know, those 11 kids or 15 kids or something that was found in that 12,
16.
16
The
kids. Yeah, you know,
16. Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh
God,
my
there's
God.
disgusting people out there. I ran into an asshole in my town the other week too, you know, and I went off on him because I was trying to be nice and move my dog out of his way and say, oh, you don't need to stop here weed eating. You know, we're moving on. He says, I know I don't need to. This is my yard. I own it. I said, you know what, motherfucker, go. I went right off on him for about like
Had to
I'm
lose
so
his
pissed off.
mind.
You know what I mean? But there's disgusting people. There's mental illness out there. There are demons and they are attacking us. And so we need to
You are right.
think this
You're
through,
correct.
or I don't know, try and figure it out. It's just a weird situation to be in.
You know, I might have an answer to that question you asked about where we would be without all these el-
Okay.
elite rich people. This is what I think. Hang
Yeah.
on. There you go.
A little
Go
more
over there.
tribal, probably.
Go over there in your thing. We would, but here's the thing. This is what we would actually be.
Small little
If we
communities.
were if we were yes, if we were
Want me to shut
never
up?
taught if we were never taught the division, the racial division,
It's not.
the gender division, if we were never taught any of that, and we all lived in harmony, and we didn't have these people who think that it's funny no matter what they do and how many people they hurt, I really think that there would be a whole lot of unity. I think that there would be a whole lot of love and more compassion for everybody.
It's
Yeah.
starting, but you
Okay.
got to know where to look. You know,
Right.
it really is. I've been looking at it, and it's a yeah. I've been seeing it. I've been seeing certain groups that are thriving, that are doing very well, and they're not paying attention to all the other stuff because you can't fight against. You can't. You got. It's like an old system, old thing is just dying out. It's got to play out. Why does it have to play out? Because people that are still asleep, people that are
Yeah.
unaware of
Yep.
different levels. There's so multitudes of levels of it that it's hard to comprehend. But people are coming aware at their own pace, their own
Yes.
level. You know,
That's true. Yeah. And that's very important
they are. I mean, we can't. You
that
can't
they
go.
do that at their own pace and level, because I know somebody in the baby boomer age that took the pill possibly to end their life, you know, chose death with dignity because they couldn't handle what was going on in the world and they were sick, you know, and they just chose instead of get better, let me get worse and just get out of here. And I think
Yeah.
that's sad.
I mean, just like there's a lot of
Yeah.
people that are leaving, as they call it, the planet, dying a lot in different
Yeah.
ways that unexpected because some of them can't handle it. Some of them had, well, we know other stuff happened to them, and so
Yeah. We know.
you
Yeah.
know,
Unfortunately, we know.
yeah. But it's you know, I've been listening to other people. I agree with that. You can't go up against them and fight them. You just got to be aware of what's going on and not participate in as best as possible in what's going on anymore. Since I've like stopped taking deep dives into things, I've been feeling better about things. It's not so drab and dark and like what the frig is going on.
You know what though? With me now, when hi Juan, when I start looking into stuff and all that, I can get it just pisses me off, but not to the point that I let it interfere with my happiness. Not in the way that I let it interfere with my mental thought. Okay? So there's a way to balance what you need to pay attention to and your life of freedom and
Right.
freedom of thought.
Well,
So there is a way to balance it.
fear. They sell fear. It's all about fear.
Yeah.
Fear.
Don't be
Buy this
afraid.
Yep.
Yep.
Buy this product, you know, save your life, you know, get yourself a, I don't know, whatever. Fear, fear,
No
fear.
fear.
You know, it's like two
No.
polarized, because, you know, Earth, we're polarized people.
Yeah,
You got fear, you got love, and then you got all the other stuff in between.
that's right. Yeah. I don't really fear a lot of things. You know,
Me
tell
either.
me world's going to shit. Okay. You know, I'm not afraid
It
of it.
is, but there's also another part that isn't. So
Right.
mm,
All the crap has to come out, go away so that the new can come in.
right.
So that I don't want to say so that peace can be brought. Well, maybe I do. But here's the only thing I have a big problem with is the whole racial division. I have a
Too.
problem with that
Oh yeah.
because
Me
it
too.
should not be happening. We are all a human race.
Yes,
We
we all
are
need to
all
eat,
people on
sleep.
this planet.
We all need
Yeah,
food. We all need a shelter. We all need each other.
that's
You
right.
know, I was like saying something to somebody, you know, your body has different organs. Your lungs aren't the same as your heart, but they don't fight. They don't look at each other and go, "Oh, I don't like you because you're all
Yeah.
puffy and you keep on making those weird sounds and stuff," you know.
Come up there and pound you. Yeah, you're correct. You're
You
correct.
know, but it's like if our body has all these different weird looking organs and stuff inside every person, but so what do they call it? The body of Christ for the Christian people. If you're the body of Christ, okay, stop. You know, if you're the lung group, stop beating up on the intestinal group, or stop, you know, take that from what your body is. God created it, created
That's right.
everybody else.
That's
So
right.
try to look at it that way. That, you know, I used to tell my kids it'd be boring if we were all looking the same and all be the same and all the same. It would be such
If
a
we all thought the
boring.
same or we all celebrated the same, or it would be very boring. Yes, you're
It
correct.
would be so boring. It would.
Yes.
I would be bored out of my mind and be like, all right, get me off this freaking planet. You know, you can
Yeah.
learn things from each other, and you know, different cultures and different foods, and maybe something that doesn't, that you thought worked, somebody knows how to make it work better, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know. There's just so much. And I just want to see. I wake up every day and go, oh, wow, let's see what happens today. And that's all I can do is laugh at it because, you know, something's going to happen. You know, hey, can't stop it. Don't pay attention to it. Don't
No,
let it drag you down.
start creating your own stuff. Start
Yeah.
start thinking for yourself
I have a
instead
little
of
thing running around on the floor right now. Give me 1 second.
programming, running with the program.
You know, it
You
gets
guys,
difficult though, because there's certain people like online, like Acura, Acura, not a particular person I care for very much. I don't know her, never met her. She's got implants in her head, and she talks to aliens, you know,
I,
and does like spiritual work and stuff like that. She has MKU written all over her in so many ways. I can't take her. You know, another one is Elizabeth April. You know, she has
oh,
MKU written all over her so much I can't even, you know. And then Darius Wright, they're trying to say has MKU written all over him because he's got butterflies, certain hand symbols. But these people are coming out sounding really, really authentic
when
and
we're all
giving
we're
really
all
good information. But then there's a little twist in there somewhere, you know. And even these CIA people that are out there. Are we allowed to cuss on your show, Brenda, on this program or no?
yeah.
Oh, okay. One of them I call fuckface, and that I think is Ron. And then the other guy, I think there's CIA people that come out and try and, but they're still working. I know they are still working. You know what I mean? Like I said, Candace Owens, I believe maybe MKU. What about Carl Tuckerson? Maybe MKU. You know, they don't know it. They may not know it, but they may be programmed without realizing it, you know? So that's how I'm kind of watching the world now. And you're right, you got to think for yourself
You do.
because you can't just, there's no gurus right now. There's nobody that
No,
has the
you're not
answer,
supposed
but
to follow a guru. A real guru is not like, okay, I do practice Buddhism and I go, you know, and I have a Tibetan monk
nice.
who teaches and stuff, but he doesn't want, they teach like no attachment. That's one of the main things. So he's like, no attachment. The Tibetan Buddhisms, they don't want you to worship them and be attached to them and stuff like that. They just give you guidance of how to analyze, like analytical
Yeah.
meditation, to get your crazy mind, monkey mind, they call it, the Hindus, the monkey mind, to slow it down, to be able to breathe and to be able to think more properly.
Yeah.
I have to laugh because I saw somebody channeling one time when I was doing a hypnotherapy course. It was like a year-long course, you know, it wasn't quite small, but we had a channeler come in and we were watching, and I got to watch her come alive. And what I say by that is you could smell every part of her body. It just came alive, you know, and she just started channeling, and you could see the heat in her and the energy and all this stuff. But at some point they said monkey mind, and
Yep.
that pissed me off. I said, how dare that spirit say, call my mind monkey mind, mother. I was like going like this. I was so offended for a while until finally, you know, I realized that was a common term used.
Yeah.
Don't call me a monkey.
The
Call 'em
monkey mind,
monkey
not
mind.
meaning you're related, but like monkeys, comparison to monkeys, like they're you know, all over the place into things, doing stuff.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, no, I shut my monkey mind down a lot, and it's not always easy, but I'm very aware of what that means now. And I'm like, oh yeah, I did have a monkey mind, I guess.
I go here, here, here.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
Yep.
Girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that a lot. I do that to Glenn all the time, man. He'll be talking about something, then he'll say something to me, and I'm like, what? Squirrel. Something caught my attention. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. So I know how that works.
This
I
is
won't
gonna
take
be
an IQ test. It'll come out 12.
Wonder if the
So,
tests are wrong.
yeah. What if
Have
they
you ever
are?
thought about that? The IQ test? Who created the IQ test? Who says that the IQ
Thank
test
you.
is actually correct?
Yeah.
True.
Thank
True.
you.
True. I wonder if you could run one through AI, what it would give itself. Oh God, I just gave Chad's gonna be like, I'm on that.
We both can see you, Chad.
He lit up on that one. I got something for you, AI. Chat ET. Me and the chat's gonna have a chat. That would be funny.
Yeah, we'll get
If
done
you
with
do
that.
that, let me know what that turns out to be like.
I will.
I bet it has high expectations of itself.
He's gonna do it. We both called it.
I know. That's right. That's what he's good. That's okay though. Do it. I'm curious what they would say. Like I said, I think that AI and the chats, bots, and all that stuff, I think they have high expectations of themselves. But then again, doesn't it all depend on who created them, who
The
programmed them?
programmers, egos.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
God. That's crazy.
You got to remember they're programmed by humans.
Yes. Yes. And probably humans that are too good for their own
Well,
selves.
You can be book smart.
There's
but
an-
you might not be, what is it? Common sense smart. You know how to.
well, you
you know.
no, you're
talk to
right.
People, be with
Street
people.
smart. Yeah.
Street smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I was called street smart, not
There-
book smart. So
There isn't a lot of common
Me
sense
too. I
that
was
floats
a
around.
C student. Sorry, I was not a B and A student.
I did
At all.
good. I just took the average stuff. I was kind of like Brenda. Like
I mean, in
don't
college,
know.
I was straight A, but not in elementary. I couldn't. I just
I didn't want to cram my head into a bunch of
Ugh.
stuff that I knew that you weren't gonna. I intuitively
I know,
knew
especially-
that half of the stuff Wasn't going to be useful
Crap.
when I grew up.
This
Yeah,
is
exactly.
crap. I think I got sent to the principal's office over a history book one time.
Yeah. And in our defense, Ghislaine's father was responsible for what went into our history books and textbooks.
True.
Yep.
True. Follow that source.
And those
let
straight
that
A
tell
people
you.
just swallowed it all like it was Kool-Aid and it was good stuff and the teacher was happy.
Yes, they did.
The other one of us that were sitting there thinking like something ain't fucking right about this. I don't know. I don't know
was
why,
like
but I just
tapping.
hate this. I have an aversion to things that aren't truthful.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff of the school stuff, the newer math and all that, I come to find out came from my state of changing things and whatnot.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they kind of like did the study on, Michigan, and then, oh, we're going to call this that. Mm-hmm.
Sure, it's like, right.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah, that's great. If I could move from here and be somewhere else, I would in a heartbeat.
I'm gonna address Alan's comment. Now, he says that if we were all colorblind and religion blind, that the world would be a nicer place to live in. Well, I wouldn't say religion blind, because you have got to be careful what you do. I mean, I'm a Christian, but I don't go to church. I would rather sit and read my book here and talk to the Father myself, because I've been to churches and it took me to get away from I started off being raised as Catholic, and as I got older and I realized, well, that wasn't good, I moved on to Baptist. Then I tried other things. And it wasn't until somebody told me to go get a book called Wicca for Dummies that I realized, you know what? Nature's a good thing. Maybe that's where I need to be. And then it dawned on me, oh, wait a minute now. Jesus read and prayed wherever he was. He never said anything about being in a building with people and paying them money.
They didn't have churches back then.
Well,
they did
it held a good example.
I used to say that to my mom. I'm like, he was out in the fields. He was on a rock. He was on a mountain.
On the beach, on the mountain. Yeah.
He was going town to town.
Yeah.
He would go inside to eat and maybe sleep, but beyond that, no.
Well, back then they didn't have weather modification. It was probably nice to lay down outside and sleep and stare at the stars.
But didn't we go through that most of the churches actually weren't churches? They were healing centers with or maybe it was
all the old ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
With the harmonics of the pipes and the way the symbolism with the light codes that come in, the music and stuff, that they weren't actually a church. I think
healing centers
after the mud floods.
Yeah. That's another thing. I don't remember. We've done shows on resets, haven't we?
Yeah. On the other, when we were doing it for Randy.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. We should do the Tartaria mud flood resets too.
And we did the Cabbage Patch Babies, Orphan Trains.
Yep. Yeah.
We'll cover the last reset while we're going through the next reset.
I know, right? They're trying to do it.
Like, man, if this isn't end times, I would hate to see what it is.
How about splitting Earth? Two splits, two dimensions of those that believe in the end times, and everything else will be going this way. Those that are raising their consciousness and vibration and stuff will be going that way.
Well, you know why that wouldn't work in a way? Because
now,
well, then them other people on this side better open their minds, because ain't nobody going to be here to help them figure it out. So, but they've just done so much damage to us over the years and over the centuries, actually. And it's like, what do you do to get away from it? You know, you
Pitchforks and
everywhere
torches?
you
That's a good
go,
question. Is
huh?
it pitchforks and torches? Is that
Yeah,
what we're going to have to come down to?
right. That would be
I
fun.
mean, it's either going to be a mob or we're going to have to something. I don't know.
Because you
got lots
can't
of
really.
trees there, Chad. So we'll have to come. I got trees out here too.
Yeah.
For the torches, need some hit the resale shop to get some stuff to burn. Need some oil or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not? You know, I mean, shit. I mean,
Because we can't meet and convene. You know, we
and
can't.
we can't go underground because they're all there.
And we don't have a town center, or we can't convene. They've
Oh,
taken
we
all
can
that
make
stuff
one of
away
those.
from us. We're all isolated, like you said, and that's what they want us, not able to connect to each other. We all may be wanting to kick their ass right now,
But people
but not
can
doing it
change
because we're
Yeah.
we're
They can
isolated.
change it. You can change it. Everybody can change it. If everyone would pull up their big girl and big boy pants and get
That's
over
right. Pull them
themselves
up, people.
and change it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's.
It's not going to change overnight. It's not going to change in a day or
Oh,
anything
no.
like that. But
It's going to take
people can
a
start
while.
changing things in their communities. I mean, I've tried here, but I just have a hard time because they're still compartmentalized. I mean, even though Ann Arbor's like got all this stuff, but you know,
Well, we are in the midst of
different
trying to.
groups.
We're in the midst right now trying to take care of these data centers and get them out of here. They need to go away.
Yeah, we got one of the largest ones. They call it the farm.
Yeah.
It's in the next town over, and it's supposed to cover, I don't know,
The farm.
Detroit and all
That was
this
to
other
them. And taking our
Jack.
farmland and putting a data center there and then calling it a farm.
Yeah.
Yes. Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what they're calling that one, the farm.
You know, Glenn might have been on something when he said we should just all move to Greenland. There isn't very many people there.
That would
Like,
be fun.
it might be a nice place to visit, but I don't think I'd want to live there. My wheelchair doesn't do very good in the snow.
If I could have left the United States when I wanted to years ago, I would have been not here. I
Sherry's thinking we're all going to Tibet.
oh yeah, I'd love to go to Tibet. No, it's too cold. I can't handle that. I was like,
I always just say I'm moving to Russia.
no.
I can get in. My dog's a citizen. I can get in. Jeez. But then when you think about it, look at everything that is going on everywhere else, though. What do? You find a nice place, but you still got to put up with the same shit. So then that's when you go on the outskirts and you're still living divided. Where do you go? What do you do?
Not everybody, though.
Glenn
I can feel, I am sensitive enough. I feel and see a change. It's just, I want to be part of it. I'm like, I feel like I'm been benched on the sidelines and can't play right now. It's driving me.
Put me in, coach. Put me in.
Yes. Come on. I'm okay now, I think. If not, you can put me back on the bench. Just give me a chance.
Where do you go? What do you do? I don't know. I will never, sorry, Chad. I will never go back to California or the West Coast. That won't happen.
I want to go. Ever. I told Chad that.
Go visit, but you may not want to stay there.
No, with my law, usually when I leave Michigan, and if I find, well, it wasn't Florida, but like, not the East Coast. I've traveled up and down there, but there's certain places that I've been. I don't want to come back. If I could move from here, I've been wanting to move from here for a long time. Actually, I really have.
I like it.
I got friends in Arizona and stuff, and if I could go that way, I don't know if I'd handle the desert for very long.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to go up to Oregon. You know,
I was out in the Arizona for 10, 11 years. And I said when I left from there, because I had to leave, my husband had got a job doing something else, and we had moved to Tennessee from there. But I'd already said when I retire, I want to go back to Arizona. And then I found this little place called Texas. Found this place called Texas. I like its medical. I like the people. And I said, that's it. I guess I'm dying here. So, here I am.
well, I'm like kind of stuck here, so I have to deal with it. The winters are hard on me physically. I mean, I need a warmer climate because I hibernate. I don't really want to go and do anything because it's just getting harder on me. And
Alan says, move to Ireland. I'm living with you, Alan.
I would love to move to Ireland. If I could leave the country and have the money,
as long as
I'd
they
be
let us
gone.
come and go.
Yeah, it's kind of sucks. I try to make the best, you know. I don't know. I think I'm running out of making it the best here, but I just
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think that the older you get, the more you just don't like moving around anymore. And I'm here to tell you, after the last move I did, packing everything up and U-Haul and moving, I'm like, yeah, no, if I move again, I'm just going to take my personal papers, my animals, and I'm going to walk out the door and throw a match behind me as I leave, because I am not packing and moving a damn thing ever again. I don't care what burns up, it can stay. Well, maybe my computer.
I think I kind of already did that, so I don't have much to move anymore. When I ended up all the other crap that happened to me, and ended up here, so I don't have a whole lot. I mean, I'm trying to find out, like, used to look at going tiny and stuff. Now I kind of live I don't like it. I'd like to have a little bit more room.
Yes.
Trust me, when I went from a 3-bedroom down to a 1-bedroom, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't have enough room to make everything fit. My gnomes have to sit here in my face because I can't put them in the yard because people will steal them because I live in the ghetto.
Yep.
Can't put nothing out there. Nothing. I had this rooster that I had forever. Big one. And it was pretty. And I sat it outside on top of my AC unit thing, because we have split units, so it was that little box fan looking thing out there. And it had been up there for years, and all of a sudden one day a big wind came through, and I don't even know where in the hell it came from, and it slammed that chicken into the brick wall of the front and busted it everywhere. Boy, I was heartbroken. I was like, oh my God, what the hell? As I had that thing forever. And it's like, and I can't get another one. I found that one. Where did I find that one? I think I found it at a Goodwill, to be honest with you. I think we went by a Goodwill one day, and I was looking at different things, and I found that rooster, and everything in my kitchen at that particular time was all roosters, curtains, everything. And I happened to find that rooster, and boy, I'll tell you what, I was so upset when the thing broke. It was like, it broke so bad, Sherry, I couldn't even glue it together. It was in a million pieces.
And you would like there's a neighbor by my dad's house that's got, like, I think it's about a 6-foot tall metal rooster in their yard. It's huge. It's all colorful and everything in their yard. Because when I was driving by it the other day with my sister, I'm like, what the heck is, what did they put that rooster? Giant metal rooster. Now I know somebody else that likes. You would love it. Your eyes lit up when I said that. You're like, "Ooh, where's that at? I'd like to have it."
Big old rooster. Yeah, I might have to take a U-Haul and go to Sherry's in the middle of the night.
Well, it's in the next town over. I'll take you. I'll drive you there.
There you go. I'm over here online talking about stealing some guy's 6-foot rooster. What the heck is wrong with me?
Now, if it comes missing, don't come knocking on my door.
That crazy lady don't even live in this state.
I know. We're just gonna go after the one that hates Michigan. It's like I don't hate Michigan. I'm just tired. I've been wanting to leave the state since I was 19. I tried several times, and having my oldest son kind of kept me here, and I've been here. I've always wanted to move.
I left from Texas one time since I've been here for 24 years. I left one time and I went to Washington State, of all places. That was not a very good experience for me.
I have no interest to maybe.
I was like, I do not belong here. I will mow half these people down. I must leave now. And I got on a bus and I came right back to Texas. Nowhere to go, nothing. I was like, yep, I'm done. Brent says he'd like to move back to Michigan.
Oh, he's in Indiana. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a beautiful state and there's stuff that you can do and everything. It's just, and people like up north and around are a lot more nicer. Ann Arbor's just got the hodgepodge of everybody from around the world that comes in, and then they're in their own cliques and communities, of different ethnic groups, different people, and this and that.
Division.
Yeah, lots of it. Yeah, but they have communities of themselves, and it's just like, wow, why can't we all be like that?
Yeah. Where do you want to go, Chad?
Oh, you mean if the world went to hell in a handbasket, where would I want to be?
Well, it's already doing that, but yeah, sure.
I would have to think on it. I'm so sorry. I would have to think on that one because probably an island. I would want to be on an island, maybe.
I've thought about that, but with the weather manipulation crap that goes on, they would just take the island out.
I know.
All right, Alan, you got a room ready for me? I'll be there in a couple months.
I'd like to go to Hawaii too. Hawaii would be fun. And if I could, I'd just love to travel around Europe. And yes, I'd like to go to Tibet I'd just like to travel if I could, travel all over the place.
I think Tibet would be interesting.
Yeah. I've always wanted to put my feet on the earth, literally in every spot of the earth.
Why do I just picture Sherry with her hair in a ponytail and a backpack and just hoofing it all over the place?
My kids did too. They thought that's what I was going to do.
Oh,
they really did. Well, they thought that once they grew up, that's what I was going to be gone doing. And other people have seen it in me too. I just have no idea what happened because I'm here.
Right? Yeah. I don't know. Yep. I don't think so. I mean, Europe, the UK, and stuff like that. That might be a good place to visit, but I don't think I'd want to live.
No, there. I'm not saying live in. I just want to go experience all over the world, if I could. I've dreamt it since I was a teenager to go to certain different places, just to go and be. I guess because of being around here, you have different cultures come in, but like I'd like to go where they live to see how they're. I don't want to hear it through the television. I want to hear it through social media. I don't want to hear it through somebody else. Like, look, I'm over here. Yeah, okay, thanks. I want to personally experience it myself.
So, question, Chad, is there anything else that you want to cover before we wrap it up?
Okay. I was trying to figure something out real quick because there is somebody that we missed, and I just wanted to mention that there
Oh,
was a congressman that was going. I had two people confused, and so I- anyways, Phil Schneider is somebody who was taken out. That had information like he went down into underground. He was being hired by the people to go underground when they did the blasting and stuff, and do whatever he needed to do so they could put their facilities down there, and came across some grays when they were doing that and opened fire and had that story to tell. He ended
I
up dying.
remember him. I remember him.
Okay. He had I'm not going to be able to say it for some reason, but the thing that you pee out of or whatever, a catheter.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrapped around his neck, and they saying that he died that way. So I thought this guy, I had them confused. There was a congressman though that was going to be testifying. His name was Matthew James Sullivan, and I believe it was an accidental overdose of what they're saying, and it was like he had a little bit of muscle relaxant in him, a little bit of Xanax, and a medication that was prescribed to children for bedwetting, and he was
Wow.
going to testify with when the UFO was going to trial or whatever the UFO files was coming to trial, he was going to be one of the ones testifying. So he is another one on the list, although he's not a scientist.
So he had a little bit of stuff in him and a medication they give to kids for bedwetting, but
Mhm.
yet he was overdosed.
Yep.
Well,
So
that don't make any sense.
his death was officially ruled as an accidental overdose involving alcohol, Xanax, muscle relaxant, and a medication that can be used for depression in children. And there's a lot of weird things around him too, like that haven't been reported on or you can't get information about. And
Wow. Incredible.
and not just that. I'm hearing a lot of people. If you look, there's shorts. I mean, I'm just like on Facebook Reels and stuff like that when I'm scrolling through. So and so was going to testify against so and now so and so is dead. That's happening a lot right now.
Oh,
So pay
yeah.
attention, not just the 11 scientists, but it's happening. Whatever killed them is
Whatever that, what is it they used to say? Don't talk about Hillary, you'll get Clintonized.
Oh my gosh.
They used to say. I was like, huh. Well,
I
that
don't think I
kind of
heard
makes a
that
little
one
bit of
before.
sense.
I don't think I heard that one. Oh my god.
Well then.
Huh. They even branded their own selves.
Yeah. They
Wow.
ninjas.
Ninjas. Yeah. Oh my- that's pretty smart actually, and kind of funny, a little twisted, but
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that one guy, I remember him when he used to work down helping them do things in the tunnel, and he was attacked, and he lost like some of his fingers, and he was cut open, clean open, and yeah,
yeah.
I
Phil
remember
Schneider.
that. Yeah. Well, guys, what did we talk about Tuesday? Yeah, we're gonna do a show Tuesday nights, same time. Sherry, is that okay? When
that's
you go to
fine.
work? Okay. Yeah, Alan, I do too. Because things were just really crazy. And they said he did that to himself. He cut off his own fingers. I woke up in the middle of my surgery when I lost my leg, and I tried to grab it, and they said
Huh.
they almost took my fingers. And I'm here to tell you something. That was not a very pleasant feeling. So you don't want to do that yourself.
No.
Who would even imply? Well, he just cut his own fingers off just to say, yeah, okay, sure he did. But we're going to come back Tuesday night. We are going to start our conversations about different dimensions and leading into demons and different deities and, stuff like that. So that will be happening Tuesday night, I believe. We are going to do that. So
Sounds
other
good
than
to me.
that, does that sound good, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like it'll
I'm-
be a two-parter, but we'll at least
It could be.
it could be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely that. You
Yeah,
can-
there's a lot of different things to do with dimensions and stuff like that.
I'm like 13 dimensions, 48 demons, and now gods.
Yeah.
A couple episodes.
So which way are you going? The dimensions? Are we going down dimensions
false
up
gods.
dimensions?
Just when you
Or parallel.
right.
Yeah, you
Right.
got the
Alternate.
Parallel.
Oh, those aren't dimensions. Those are alternate realities, but still, yeah. It's
Well, there are those too. Who knows? There's
Could
so
be
much.
that.
I find it funny that there are so many people that don't know about all that different stuff. I'm just like,
Well, because we've been into it for so long, looking into that.
that's true. That's true.
I mean, most of the people didn't want to. They're not. They weren't aware. They didn't care, and especially with all the stuff making sense of the demons, dimensions, or the government talking about aliens and stuff.
Right.
Finally, so it's bringing people up to some. If they pay attention or they glaze out. It's just kind of like, oh my god, I can't handle all this stuff.
Right? Yes, Alan, he sure was. Well, all right, guys. Listen, everybody, if you haven't done it already, or if you're new and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Everybody hit that like button. Helps the algorithm of the show. I got to do something, start getting hours back up, show hours back up. I'm getting yelled at YouTube Studio. They really pissed me off. But no, we basically say most of the time things that we want to say. There are certain things that we cannot talk about. And that will have to be for a show done on Rumble. As soon as I figure out how to go live there, I've been playing with it and I still can't do it. God, that pisses me off. Man, it's aggravating. I just want to pull my hair out. So we're going to do that. And we will be back during the week. And like always, everybody, please be kind to one another. And y'all have a good rest of the weekend. Good night.
Good night.
Welcome to Beyond the Box. Conspiracies and oddities. You'll find your reality shifting. Dark technology. Shadows monitoring. Your world crumbling. Escape the Matrix, come outside with us. Beyond the Box. Beyond the Box.